Welcome
Nice.
everybody to the garbage. Fuck, this is not my podcast. God damn it, I'm so retarded. Anyway, welcome to interviewing Thingamajigs, where I stalk internet celebrities, voice actors, and all the other bullshit, and force them to have an interview with me at gunpoint. Today, I have world famous chef Tony Spaghetti from
Oh,
the.
what?
No, no, but I have been watching this person for a while since I've been introduced to the Adam Plays YouTube channel. This is Mark English, one of Adam, your movie sucks' editors. I think the only one actually
Ah,
that he
bravo.
has.
Thank you. Brava, Degrassi. That's Italian for the tastiest meat on the spaghetti. That's thank you. It's it's been a really cool gig. I'm glad I can be working with such a talented person.
We'll get to those questions in a bit, but I want to talk
Mm,
more about you because of the fact that I know exactly what it's like to be a small dying YouTube channel. Well, not your channel isn't dying; it's getting a lot better now that you've been working with Adam. But like,
yeah.
it's still at the thousands mark as of right
Yeah.
now. But like,
Yes, we
that's
haven't broken that.
still good, still better than me. That's for goddamn sure.
Oh, okay.
So, another thing that I would want to talk about is you, the person, not just the editor that does things for Adam
Okay.
for his channel. So, first of all,
Okay.
how did you get started with movie making?
Well, I think where I started was, I guess it's just like, I always had a passion. Sorry. Um, so I think where I started was, I always had I guess I always had a passion for it, but I didn't actually start practically doing something film wise until I think around the age, I just distinctly remember, I think 11 years old. I was living, more
Mm,
frequently with my dad, and he was the kind of guy who my parents were split, and
yeah,
the second I was born, they were split. So we know we would take turns with our parents and stuff like that, and be like my dad was always kind of trying to be like the cool dad and stuff, and like but he loved movies. So every time we go over, it was like movie night when we went to go see him, because we got to see him like far less frequently than we did with my mom, and he was the kind of guy who would let his kids watch anything. Like, like it didn't like we go to the movie store and it would literally like whatever we pointed at, we were gonna watch that tonight. And sometimes it was like some like adult shit.
yeah,
So he was just like not porn or anything like that. That'd be really awkward.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Of course.
what do you think of this one, son? But
That's a titty.
that's right, son. You're a good boy.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're a good boy.
uh, so really love movies and everything like that. Learned to just really love them and have really fond memories of like watching movies and like and then around the age 11 I started living with my dad, and so it was like it was on a constant. We were always watching movies and stuff. I got so obsessed, and my dad bought this like VHS camcorder, like old ass fucking camera. And it literally was like you had to like slip a VHS tape in the side, and the thing recorded it like you could when you look through the viewfinder, everything was in black and white. There was like it
Oh
was like
God.
the technology was so far behind, and it only later came out in color, so you had no idea what the fuck it was gonna look like. And the worst part was is I would make these movies, and I did my first stop motion movie with all my toys and everything,
Oh.
and like I was 10 years old, and then I just did it by pressing like stop record, but there was a delay on the button. So it was like, it was really hard, and I had to get the timing down. And then eventually I found out I had to edit this footage, right? And I realized there was absolutely, like, there's no program, there was no software or anything invented at the time. I think for like people like me, you had to like have a studio.
Yeah.
So, and I was working with VHS. I was recording in VHS. Like nobody does that. Like there's nothing professional about it. So what I had to do was I got two VHS tapes because my father may have been bootlegging the videos that we were renting from Blockbuster.
May have. May have. We're not saying he did.
Allegedly. So
It's
pirating is
secret.
in my blood, I guess you can say. Even though I'm like totally anti-piracy and stuff, like, well, like not 100%. Like I'll download something if I need it, and I'll get rid of it the second I don't need it anymore.
Mm.
And what had happened is like I'd get two VHS players. I'd stick my tape in or like that in a blank tape, and I would have to press record on one and play the other simultaneously. And it was incredibly hard, and it was like I was just an 11-year-old kid, and I was going like, this is insane. Like, but I want to make this movie, and even though it was just a stupid little movie, so I sat up like and I stayed up all night trying to edit this thing, like screwing up constantly and just trying to do it over and over. And I think that's the moment where I realized I got a taste for editing and I got a taste for movie making. And I realized that it isn't an easy process. And I think there was sort of this like, I was a glutton for punishment, I guess, because it's challenging and it beats you down. And it's like, I feel like editing and movie making in general is just like a constant, like the flurry of blows, and you just have to keep like kind of pushing forward through them and finding like a solution to each problem. But it's like problem solving. That's it. Just like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, you can't. Oh, I got to find a way around it. It's like that's editing in a fucking nutshell, I guess.
Basically, yeah. When I first started editing, I was, I believe, like 17 years old, because I've had this YouTube channel where I would review just like anything related to My Little Pony and stuff, and I would have other people help me out. But then after that, I ventured on to other things like with actual cartoons, and now I'm going on to video games and anime and stuff like that. And hopefully I'm gonna just basically focus on like my editing prowess with making YouTube poops and shit posts and stuff like that, and like just basically just do anything in order to get that experience. Because back in the day, I would have my friends do it for me, and then I would talk, and then after that, one of them couldn't help me out with the editing anymore for that day.
Oh.
So I decided, oh fuck it, I'll do it myself. And then I did, and I was the most proud of my entire I've ever been my entire life. And the video was shit. The video was fucking terrible.
Oh,
but
no.
I still have it up. It was a quick review of the Filthy Frank show. People can still find that if you want some mighty fine cringe. And
Nice.
after that, I just got better, and like I think now I'm starting to master Sony Vegas more, and like hopefully once I'm done with Sony Vegas, I'll move on to Adobe Premiere, and that's going to be a completely entirely new like different process. But the fact that you figured out how to do all this at 11 with VHS tapes, that's inspiring, to be honest. I wonder if your name was Mark Spanish, would you only be speaking in Spanish? That's not the real question, but I'm curious.
Wow. I don't even speak English that good. Funny, weird, fucking fun fact tidbit about me is my mom is a lunatic, and she apparently taught me Spanish before English because she thought it would make me like more intelligent to be bilingual at a younger age. Unfortunately, I didn't learn English very well. So I went off to kindergarten speaking Spanish, and the teachers not knowing how to fucking deal with me. So great job, Mom. Teaching your kid a language that's like not even close to being prominent in like your country. It was terrible. I was like a little kid apparently, and I was like really thirsty. I kept asking for leche, and they didn't know what the fuck that was. Apparently, it's milk. So
milk.
And they just sent me home for the day. They're like, we can't understand him. And
they literally sent you home because they couldn't understand you?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I was set up for failure from day one. They saw him. It was I think that might actually be the catalyst for how much I hate school. I think that might have been like I was always the kind of guy like through all my life, I think, like through going through school all the way to like the last year of high school. I was just like I treated it like a joke. I would always just barely pass my classes, but like I treated school like it was a joke. I was like, how much fun can I have with this whilst like getting to the next year? And then I got all the way to grade 12, and I like made it to like the last month, and I was like, I'm just not gonna show up anymore, and I dropped out of high school. That was my attitude. I know. Don't.
This is depressing.
I'm sorry. Don't take my advice, kids. School is it's not a joke. You should definitely don't go to school. It's stupid.
School is certainly not whack, as they say.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. So All right, the real question. Because we
Yes.
just went on a fucking tangent about you
I'm sorry,
actually knowing Spanish. I was just
you
like,
get that with me.
oh, no one in Vancouver knows fucking Spanish. And it's like I learned Spanish when I was a kid. I was like, what? Literally
Actually,
just like,
I wish that was a joke. I wish there was some sort of joke.
oh, you
at the
motherfucker!
end.
That was a joke?
No, I said I wish it was a joke. I wish there was some sort of joke in there, but it isn't.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
my sad life. That's the joke.
All right.
I had you
All
there
right,
for a
so-
second, Jesus.
Now, a question that I want to ask is, where did the watch Pokemon idea come from? Who came up with this idea? You or Adam?
I'm blurring a bit, but I think Adam had the idea. I think I had, so we got really comfortable with the gaming channel, and I guess in a lot of ways it's very similar to these sort of videos. And what I did was, so Adam's like, I didn't realize how young Adam is. I got a good it's like 4 years. I'm like 4 years older than him or something. And I know about like all these weird like older 90s and like 80s like obscure things, and I mentioned, it's like one day I mentioned like, oh yeah, like we got a really good dynamic going on and stuff, and we're very much like Mystery Science Theater 3000. And he looked at me like with the most blank fucking stare. It's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Get out of my house. and it's just like, I had to explain to him what that was, and like, it's like, have you ever heard of riff tracks? And he's like, no. And so I sat him down, and I showed him like just like clips or like that. I think I showed him like Manos: The Hands of Fate, which is my favorite Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie. And it's he was like, oh wow, he's like, this is actually pretty good. And we actually even have like a local, Vancouver's own Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's but they're called the Gentlemen Hecklers. Gonna promote them. You're like, go check them out if you're in the area. They're really great. And that's essentially it. But they do it live, with a theater full of people and stuff. And you can see them at the front of the theater, and they just like point and laugh, and it's great. So once he figured out what that was, he was like, it would be great. Like, it's like, we can get away with this. Like he's like, because he knows like fair use very well and everything. He's like kind of like the foremost authority on it. And he said like, oh wow, we can get away with this. He's like, we can just like do commentary basically on like anything we like. And Adam fucking loves Pokemon. Like, it's just like, I think it might be one of his favorite animes of all time, probably because he doesn't frequent anime very much or like that. It's like, I think it's like Death Note, I think, was the furthest he went into the anime like hole, like the bottomless pit that is anime. And
I'm gonna be honest. The whole thing with me and Death Note is I'm too retarded to understand it. So I'm just like, I guess if I can. Yeah, Death Note.
yeah.
Let's skip to Haruhi Suzumiya. Fuck it. Let's just skip to the lead shit.
Let's just get the cute girls, please. Yeah, so he just said like, man, it would be great if we just like go over Pokemon. It was kind of, I think we where we got started was the BBC Life Stories and everything. He said like, oh, these are so funny, and yeah, like he's big on like humor based around animals and stuff like that, and like I think that's where it started, and we're like just making fun of like these horrible like animals doing horrible things to each other. And then
yeah, and I'm waiting for like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm waiting for the third episode of that shit. I'm really wanting the third episode.
BBC.
Of BBC
We you know what, we recorded, we might skip episode 3 and go straight to 4. I'm not even kidding. Because we recorded episode 3 and it just like, it didn't work. In fact, we just recorded 3 more episodes of Pokemon. And
oh shit! Oh hell yeah!
And there's I'm actually like in the work. I'm doing I guess it would be episode 7 right now. So I'm editing. I'm editing episode 7, and the Dank Awakens, and and it's just like, but there is one of these episodes that might not make the cut because it literally is such a shit filler episode that like we might not even touch it. We'll probably skip it altogether. It was like, I've never had this reaction in my entire life. We sat down, we recorded it. We did the first 2 episodes. It was like, the next one is like the one where he fights Misty. And then there's like one where he fights some like randy guy on the way to like another gym or something. And then there's like this like episode 9, and it's like the most fillery fucking episode we've ever seen. We're like all joking. We were like on the ball. We were like, all the jokes were just spilling out of us. We get to episode 9, and we're just sitting there, and we're silent the entire recording session, and we're just silent, and we're just staring at the screen, going. And the most we could say was, "What the fuck is this?" We're just upset. We're personally upset. We're like, what the fuck is this? They got like a different.
This is like Pikachu doing taxes or something.
Yeah, it was like he was just like contemplating, and like they did like some weird like they basically did all of Schindler's List but with Pokemon. It was really weird and downtrodden. It was very powerful, but I mean it wasn't my typical Pokemon. They actually, no joke, in this one episode, they got a different voice actor for Pikachu, and it was the most grating, horrible thing.
It was a Pikachu.
Yeah,
like
yes,
shit.
yes, that's it.
I remember that episode.
It's like, and we're just sitting there, and me and Adam just slowly turned to each other, and we're like, "What the fuck are we watching? We're not even watching Pokemon anymore. We're watching some acid trip." And it was like we couldn't make jokes. We couldn't make jokes.
What you should do for like that episode is like go to episode 10 and then basically be like, Adam, I don't want to watch this, and then like you skip the entire thing and fast forward from that episode. It's like it never happened. It never happened. And then just go on to the 10th episode. Adam, hire me. Anyway, there is actually something I wanted to talk to you about with the Pokemon Go commentaries.
Yes.
My friend, a small YouTuber named Diabetic Gamer, actually did his own commentary-esque review show of Pokemon called Insulin Sites literally a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
And the episode, and the thing where you guys, I'm looking at right now, the thing where you guys started doing the Pokemon commentaries was 10 months ago. Ooh. So we were joking around.
And then we caught.
Yeah, you stole it!
No, we didn't!
You stole from a diabetic person, you sons of bitches!
Is he actually diabetic?
Yeah, he is actually diabetic. He named himself Diabetic Gamer because of his diabetes.
Well,
I
hope nobody puts too much sugar in his cereal bowl.
I will send you the videos. I'll send you and Adam the videos after this. But it's so hilarious that it was just like, because he didn't know you guys were doing this at the time. And it was like way before anyone touched Pokemon the first season, and he just realized how much it fucking sucked. And then like
bad.
a few months later, like you guys started doing the Pokemon commentaries.
Oh my god!
Like I know you guys don't know who he is, but I'm definitely sending you guys his channel.
That's so funny. That's actually great. But yeah, we really thought we're like the only people doing that.
Yeah, but I'll send it to you guys, and hopefully you like, because he's a friend of mine. I love him. He's a Diabetic Gamer. Check him out.
I like that.
Anyway,
I'll steal his jokes.
Time to stop fan for a bit and talk about the Pokemon thing. When do you guys think you'll stop doing the Pokemon recordings?
I think like so the top of the mountain is the end of the Johto League, or like the Kanto. Sorry, the Kanto. Sorry. I think the final what is the final episode where he's like in Kanto? It's like, I think it's the one where he gives away another one of his fucking Pokemon. He gives away Pidgeot, I think, and that's like the final episode. Oh, hello? Oh, sorry, your mic did something there for a second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so, I mean, we might go that far, but that's it for us. We don't want to touch Gen 2. And I know, like, even just saying, hey, we want to get to the end of Gen 1, it's like, that sounds like a fucking lot. And it is. And it might take us, like, years to get there. But, I think we want to do it because it's a really funny, interesting series, and it's like we're just kind of rediscovering it. If I'm doing it full time right now, but I'm gonna have to get a job eventually because I have a terrible obsession with camera equipment. Like if financially we ever get into a situation where I can do this like completely 100% full time, and we're just like busting these out, I think like the train will start moving faster, and I think we'll just start recording them and getting them done and everything. I would actually like to get all the way to the end. It's a personal challenge. I would like to get to the end of the Pokemon's, like, the first series, and just like say that we did it, even though it's gonna be like hundreds of episodes or 100 episodes or some shit. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I would love it if you guys kept going to at least X and Y or like Diamond and Pearl or something. It's like,
Oh, I
fuck.
don't think I don't think we'll ever touch anything that's Gen 2 or higher. It's like that to me. That's Pokemon, like Gen 1. In fact, with like this whole Pokemon Go thing, I like the only reason I really kind of like it, even though I don't have it or down. I have no interest really personally, but I mean like I like the sense that they brought back the classic Pokemon, and it's like that's cool. Like that would get me into it, but I'm not. So what I did instead was I just ordered like Fire Red on Amazon. I'm gonna play that shit. That's how I'm gonna enjoy Pokemon with everybody else. I'm just gonna play the classic like colored version of that game. Yeah.
Yeah. My brother says that like Gen 1 is like the absolute worst. Like
Doesn't
yeah, I
even
know.
know.
He's like he calls everyone that loves Gen 1s Gen 1ers, and I'm just like, oh, you cunt.
Yeah. It was fine. They honestly like they could have made an entire series just with those 150 Pokemon. It's like they could have made more episodes. They could have bled it like with just those alone, but instead they had to like get greedy, and they're like, no, guess what? There's more you got to catch and stuff, and it's like
Yeah.
I think you can argue that the next gen, like the lower the gen, the more you can argue that they have a place in Pokemon. Like Gen 2, there's a lot of great Pokemon in Gen 2. You can argue like Meryl and Totodile and stuff, and it's just like there's some cool Pokemon there, but as you keep going up, like the argument becomes less and less valid because like the creativity is just zapped from Pokemon.
Yeah, I got you. All right, a few more questions until we end the interview. The next question would be, what's the future for your channel? Not just Adam Plays or anything like that, but just your channel in general.
My personal channel? I'm probably like I would love to start so part of the reason why I want to get that like all that camera equipment and stuff is because I just want a better camera. I want something that's more cinematic. And I think what's going to happen is when that happens, I've got enough equipment now that I can start doing some video work seriously. And for like, I do a lot of music videos, and I just want to get back into that. And
I think that's a good thing to pursue. I think another thing you should pursue is getting a new camera. I mean, a new microphone, because the audio is so fucked right now on my end.
Yeah, sorry. If it's okay. Well, no, it's this is like my streaming mic and everything like that. Like as far as like recording an actual video, it's probably something better. If I had a way I could take like one of my like boom mics and talk to you that way, I'm sure it would sound fine. It's just I'm using a fucking Yeti, and like it's probably like really beat up too. It's seen a lot of stuff and a lot of me screaming into it. But yeah, I would like to do more music videos. I would like to finally start some short films, and then eventually me and Adam are going to make a feature film. And we haven't planned on which one specifically. We're like what we did was we like kind of separated ourselves, and it's like we're going to work on separate projects and then see what we come up with, and I think like from there we'll decide whether or not any of our projects is worth doing, and then which one.
If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do